everybody, welcome to DrawingWiffWaffles. Today I'm going through Sketchbook 12. Wait, I don't have enough fingers. People have been asking me to post this sketchbook for a very long time, so I'm glad that I'm finally sharing it with you guys. It covers June 26th, 2014 to December 2nd of 2015. Here I was just trying to come up with like a logo for my YouTube channel, which I never ended up doing, but well, there's just some ideas I had. Here I was still listening to the Harry Potter audiobook, so I got a little bit of Hermione with her magic canaries. We got some Ariel. I don't know how to, it's double-sided, so it's gonna be really hard to film. But we got Cora, one of my mermaid original characters. Janora. Milo. Aang. Oh, and her little spirit animal things. Here we have Aang's grandchildren. I love them all. They're so cute. Kai and Janora, which were my favorite characters in whichever season was airing at the time. I think it might have been season 2 or 3. Probably 3. But Janora, which I called the pumpkin head. Just because the way I drew her hair, it always looked like a pumpkin. So, and here I was trying to learn how to do like action-y poses. And so what I did was I would draw one pose, draw the next pose, and then draw the third pose. And then I would just sort of like sketch in like maybe poses that would be in between that. You can't really see in this one, but you'll see it in the next one. Yeah, here it is. So I drew looks like 4 poses, and then I just sort of like super sketchy added in all the little frames that would be in between, but they're so light and so sketchy that like it's hard to tell, but I think it still sort of gives that whole idea of motion and that it's sort of happening kind of thing. And then at the bottom we have Katara. Here we've got Cinderella, Katara waterbending, someone who's not amused. And then a picture I drew for the 4th of July back in 2014. Just some random sketches. I think the trailer for Big Hero 6 had just come out, so I was trying to draw them. We got Anna and Elsa, although I made Anna way too short. Janora, I've got like a random character from the 80s. I think she was inspired by something that I saw on either YouTube or DeviantArt, but I can't remember and I didn't write it down. So if you recognize that, let me know in the comments below. That same girl, but down here we've got Kaya, which is Aang's daughter, and then Janora. And here's when I started doing Avatar: The Last Airbender and Harry Potter crossovers. So I drew just like the gang hanging out in between periods probably. We got Katara, which I believe I put in Ravenclaw, Aang's in Hufflepuff, Zuko's in Gryffindor, and then we have Sokka and Suki over there. And here I just made a little bit of a comic, you know, something that I thought might happen in this universe. So basically, Zuko tells all the girls that he got his scar from a dragon, even though his dad gave it to him, but he doesn't want to tell everyone that his dad gave him a scar, so he says a dragon gave him the scar. And then Azula, who's in Slytherin, overhears it, and she's just like, Gryffindors. And then I labeled her the Pureblood Princess. Here I made another little comic about the universe, because I pictured that Azula and Toph would both be in Slytherin, so I thought, hey, they'd probably bump into each other a little bit, because they both have kind of they like to be the best. So basically, I wrote this comic, and you can read that if you'd like. Here's just some original characters of mine. More royal siblings in their Gryffindor outfit. Well, no, he's in Gryffindor, she's in Slytherin. And here I drew Azula using the Cruciatus Curse on a puppy because I thought she would. Here's my 2 original characters again, and again, and again, and again. And that's actually the main character of the story, but I just really love these 2 twins, so I draw them all the time. Here the power went out and I was trying to draw while the sun was going down and it was kind of difficult. So that's why it's so sketchy. Here I drew Hero and Baymax, Hero and Baymax. I drew Gogo Tamago, I don't know how you say it, Tamago. Here's that story again, but it was more of like a prequel, what happened before their story with the monsters and everything. Just a random girl in a dress. Random girl in big baggy pants, and some kind of girl at a bar. So this is actually Atari's character, Maya. He was having like a contest where you're supposed to draw a character, and I drew this, and then I never got around to like finishing it or I don't know, anything, so I never entered. We got Sushi and Santuza, another original character of mine named Adelaide, and that's her brother. Here's a random fairy and some sketches just to fill the space. And then I drew Elsa, and then I drew Fire Elsa, because that was really going around Tumblr at the time, so I wanted to try it out. Here we have my main character in that monster story again. A sad girl with her hand on her hip. And then here was me prepping for a tutorial where I did 4 different ways to sketch a girl. If you want to check that out, I'll have a link somewhere. But it was basically, I was just figuring out what I was going to say and doing all the different techniques and figuring it out, basically. And then I think on the next page, well, I have a few sketches here. I think that's supposed to be me. And then here is from the actual video was the sketches. So that was not step 1, but technique 1, technique 2, and then technique 3 and technique 4. My brothers and I came up with this idea for this, like, sort of like a cartoon TV show kind of thing about two smart people, and then his niece who like keeps up with them even though she didn't go to school or anything, but she can, like, you know, keep up with them, so it's kind of cool. I wrote their ages because I was just sort of brainstorming and figuring out what they might look like kind of thing. Here's a very faint sketch of Anna and Elsa. The yellow color erase pencil is not my favorite. Here I have some thumbnails for like a little idea for a short about Maple, who is my channel mascot. Here I think I was trying to draw Melinda May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Here's some more concepts for the show about the 2 smart people. They're so cute. I love them. I just want to cheeks. Does anyone ever like create their own characters and then they just sort of like, they can't stop thinking about them and they feel like real people and you just want to go, you want to meet them but you can't because they're stuck in the paper. Yeah. Anyway, there's just some ideas for things that would happen. Here's an idea I had for a show about people that worked at a movie theater, you know, getting minimum wage. So there's just these were the girls that were going to be in the show and just some concepts for that. And then here is where things gets a little tricky. And the reason that I haven't posted this sketchbook in so very, very, very long is because I wasn't sure how to go about this. And the fact is, I have a lot of ideas. And a lot of them I'd really like to share with you, but I want to share them with you in the right way. And so these sticky notes are basically showing, well, or hiding information that I don't want to share through a sketchbook. Like, this is like points in a story where it would, well, it's a spoiler, and I think it would be much more enjoyable for you and for me if you were able to experience the story without knowing how it ended. So these are just little things that happen in the story that I'm just not prepared to show you. So don't ask, you didn't see them. Here's some more of the characters. Here I was just concepting some ideas for a logo. Here I made an intro for the show with the smart people. It was supposed to be called Bob Squared because they both were named Bob. Here's another idea that I don't really want to talk about too much, but luckily yeah. Here we have some more Bob Squared concept art, and then Anna and Elsa ice skating, and then here we have the result of my left hand challenge. So I drew this with my right hand, and then I drew this with my left hand, and I have a recording of that too. If you want to check out that, it's on my channel somewhere. I'm sure you can click a link. I'll make it easy. Here we have some random sketches. We've got a beautiful, this is like one of my favorite sketches of Elsa I've ever done. I really like that one. And then here's a character. Like, this character I love so much, I'm not even prepared to tell you her name because I just love her name. It's like, it's one of those things where I just didn't know what to name her, and when I came up with this, I just felt like it was just so perfect that it couldn't change after that. And like, I can't tell you, I don't know, I'm just not ready yet, and just wait, someday, okay? Someday I will share with you her name, but that day is not that day. And there's just a lot of like ideas that went behind the name, and they have to be explained, and it's not time yet. It's not time, just wait, okay? Here we have Vanessa, who is from my movie theater comic idea. We got Ariel and Cinderella in their wedding dresses. Here, this is kind of an inside joke. My friend, who this drawing was actually based off of, always complained when the Pepsi was super foamy, when she'd go to like fill up a cup and it was like super foamy, and she'd just turn to me and go, "Why is the Pepsi all foamy?" And so I drew this egg crying to represent her complaining about the Pepsi. So then for like, I think I drew this about a year ago now, and so for a year she would just, every time the Pepsi was bad, because it would get really foamy in the morning, and we used to work mornings together, so she would just turn to me from her station and we'd just lock eyes, and she'd be like, "Where's the Pepsi all foamy?" So it's kind of just an inside joke, and I have to keep that. I cannot throw that away ever. And then this is her again, because I was filling cookies, and well, customers had come, so I had to go help them. And when I came back, she was just staring at the counter where I had been making the cookies. And I had already put away like the cookie bags and the cookie cups, but she just stared at the crumbs that were left on the counter. "Ew, I'm telling." So I just drew that for her. And then I just wiped the crumbs into a basket, so it was fine. Everything turned out well. Here is here's the result of my drawing a face in profile tutorial, which is also on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. Here I'm drawing Batgirl because I had just discovered Batgirl, which I actually have right next to me. I love that comic. I just discovered her and I really loved her outfit. Like, it was like the coolest superhero outfit I'd ever seen, so I just had to draw it. Here we have Sarah from Bob Squared. I think that was my outfit I wore one day, but I really don't like that sketch, so I just won't look at it. And then here is all my favorite Instagram artists that I follow. So if you want to check out some of the people that I follow, I suggest you look at like Cameron Stewart. So I basically tried to imitate their style. So I imitated like a drawing that they have on their Instagram and then put their names because I didn't want to forget who they were. Anyway, I like Cameron Stewart, Mingju Chen, and Bab Straws, who actually does the art for the Batgirl comic. She's freaking amazing. Disco Piggy, Burge91, Cherapoo, and Sibylline M, which are some of my favorite Instagram artists. So check them out. They're great. I'll try to have links in the description to all of these guys because they're just so amazing. You have to check them out. You have to follow them. Okay, give them likes. Yay. Woo. This is a sad story. I have to like prepare myself for this story. So if you've watched my Speedpaint drawing sketch thing of this drawing, you'll know I was gonna watercolor it. I was gonna get my watercolor out. I was gonna color it, but I freaked out because I was too worried that I was going to destroy this drawing. And then look at it. Just look at it. Does it look like it does in the... No, it doesn't. So basically what happened was I finished that sketch and I was so proud of it, and then I went on to this sketch, but I had this flipped over and then on my lap, and I was sketching and sketching, and it was like rubbing up against my knees like that. And so I finished the sketch and was like, "Yay, it's done." And I went to close the book and I did one of these and I saw this. That's all I have to say. Here we have Anna and Elsa in their spring fever outfits. I drew this the day they released like the concept. Well, they weren't concept. I drew this the day they released the art for Frozen Fever, and I just loved Anna's dress so much. Like, I want to wear it. Oh, I just love it. I tried to draw them taking a selfie, and I was concepting like a poster for Bob Squared. Here's me when I was like sick for like 4 weeks straight, and I was just upset and had like a prescription in each hand, and I was walking and it was raining and it was just okay? Those days are not fun. Those weeks are not fun. And if it takes a whole month, it's still not fun. Okay, that's never fun. Here I was just drawing some hands, some sticky notes, pencil, and a random girl in overalls because I love overalls. I like drawing overalls. I don't know if I would wear overalls. I don't think I've worn overalls since 2nd grade, but I think they're cool. Here, I was just filling a page with all purple. I actually recorded myself drawing these for some reason, but it never ended up on the internet because I don't remember why. There was a reason, and then, I don't know. It just never happened. Here, this girl was actually colored in all Sharpies, which I really like the way it looked because this is something I used to do on paper, was just color things with Sharpie and use other colors to shade the Sharpie. And, I mean, they're not like the most expensive marker, but I think they're really... like, you can use them to make some really vibrant colors. And I really like that. Here's some spoilers for Magna Girl, but since I covered up so much about some other things, I thought I'd let you see it. Maybe it'll tease some of the story for you, but yeah. Here's young Magna Girl, and then there's old Magna Girl. Not so much old, but more like a senior in high school Magna Girl kind of thing. Here's some random sketches. I think I was going through a little bit of an art block, as evident by that face. So around this time, I had just posted my sketchbook number 9, I think, actually. And this character is in there a lot. And well, I asked you guys what I should name her because she didn't have a name and I was drawing her a lot and she really deserved a name, okay? So I asked you guys and you gave me a lot of suggestions and I decided on one name because as soon as I heard it, I just thought it was perfect because of her, I don't know, just her skirt. It just reminded me of her and it was great. So it was Faith Marie. She suggested Tulip. So thank you, Faith. I really like that name, so I'm going to use it. Here I had drawn myself as a Pokemon trainer, and I drew Magna Girl jumping, and I drew some mermaids and a girl. Here I drew a very large profile. At this point I really liked using highlighters to make, like, direct your eye in a certain direction or make focal points. So I drew a little circle in highlighter so that you look at her face and not like the rest of her body, but like you'll look at the rest of the body, but first you look at the face. And I did it here as well, but just so you notice the picture, since it's so small, it needed like a circle so that you notice it's there, kind of thing. Here, this I posted on Instagram, and it was like my first post to ever reach like 200 likes, and I was like freaking out. So it's colored in Sharpie, and then I took a Sakura Jelly Roll pen in yellow and drew over the Sharpie, and I thought it looked fabulous. I loved it. Oh, there's something back there. No, there isn't. We're not looking. Yeah, whatever. Okay, here I was drawing Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I think her name was Elizabeth. I think, yeah. I was like obsessed with the show for like a month straight. I was listening to the audiobooks. I was watching the BBC version with Colin Firth, and it's amazing. I had never even heard the whole Pride and Prejudice story, and so I was quite obsessed with that at one point. Here I have me and Iroh, and then Uncle Iroh. And then here, I believe the next day after I drew this, or very, very close to it. I can't remember the exact dates, but this is me and CCL and Ronald Violet, and we met, and it was so cool. So I drew us, this might have been afterwards actually, but I drew us because we went to Fan Expo and we all dressed up like, Renee and I dressed up like airbenders, and then CCL was Fire Lord, and we got to meet Grey Delisle, who plays Azula, and it was just the greatest experience. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then she banished us. I got banished by Azula. Here I have my zombie apocalypse character, slicing some heads. A random cowboy girl who reminds me of one of those My Little Pony people, but I've never watched My Little Pony, but I've seen it around, so. And then some 007. Ooh. Here, this is from my How to Draw a Stickman tutorial. And look, you're still here giving me a thumbs up. If you want to check out that video. I have that up here still. Here I'm just using my highlighters and pens to just have some fun because that's what sketchbooks are for. Here is a Pokemon trainer, and there's me as a Pokemon trainer. And this is Nebula, I think, from one of my old sketchbooks. You might not recognize her. She's had a little bit of a makeover, but she's still recognizable, I think, in a way. Mostly just because of her green and black color scheme. And here she is again. She's not really the type to date, but I saw this picture on Pinterest of someone doing this, and that was the last character I drew, and I just wanted to keep drawing her, so I drew with a dude. But yeah. And for this one, I had just seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and I really liked like all the clothing and stuff, so I had to draw her. This dress isn't actually in the movie, it's just inspired by the movie kind of thing. And then I drew a bunch of them because the big sunglasses are really fun. And again, I used highlighters to like separate them from the background. Here I've got more random girls in skirts because that seems to be a passion of mine. This one's purple though, and then this is a dude. Here I have a drawing, which I actually posted a speed paint of this one on my YouTube channel. It's very 70s inspired, and I really like the contrasting colors. I think that one turned out really well. Here I have a girl of more 1950s than 70s, but with purple, and I really like this one. I think it's very cute. This is around the time that I was like really getting obsessed with Pinterest, using it for references. So you've probably seen a lot of these images if you spend too much time on Pinterest. Here I drew a really upset Cora, and I'm not sure why, but oh, it says Grumpy Cora is grumpy. Princess Aurora, because I think she's personally the most prettiest Disney princess. Here we have some thumbnails for the Magna Girl comic, and I thought about, you know, putting sticky notes all over this, but then I realized I didn't put any of the words in here. I think I'm the only one who would be able to tell what's even going on, so I thought it'd be fine. I could just show you that I am working on this stuff, and, you know, progress is being made. Here's some more thumbnails, but in pen, because I realized this was really, really hard to see. So I started using pen. And anytime I came up with something that I knew had to be said there, I like wrote it down in the ring. Around the area, if near the thumbnail, here's a random superhero I created. Here's some germs I drew, and some more thumbnails for Magna Girl. Here's a random little Magna Girl drawing a dude. Some ideas for like a cover if I ever got the Magna Girl thing printed. And then here's some more Magna Girl sketches with her and her best friend. I think it's really cute. This is basically me teaching myself to draw little short and stubby people instead of taller women, because I don't really draw children very often, so something I really needed to teach myself. Here, I believe Dark Horse was having a contest of drawing yourself as an airbender, so this was me concepting some stuff. And here is Woody and Bo Peep, which I love them. And this is my favorite drawing I've ever created ever in the history of ever, so I just want you to take special note of that. I posted it on Instagram because I love it so much, and it's so tiny. Here we've got some more Magna Girl sketches. There's her and her mommy giving her a hug. I like that. And there's me as an airbender. Me as an airbender. These were drawn on like receipt paper, and I kept them and just pasted them in here. And here, is that a mermaid? Or someone flying? I'm not sure. It kind of looks like a genie or a mermaid. Here's Rapunzel, and then some random girl. Can you even see that? Yeah, you can see that. Here we've got Elsa with highlighters. I really like this face. It's just so simple, and yet it looks like a face. So I really like that. And then I like that I was able to use highlighters to create the illusion of shininess, even though I was only using one color. And you can actually layer highlighters and make them darker, so that works really well. Here I have my like only Inktober drawing that I ever posted on my YouTube, but yeah, I kind of ruined it by drawing on the other side, but I'm not too worried about this, because I mean I captured it in video form like forever, so like does a paper really matter anymore? Here I'm drawing my zombie apocalypse character, which I love. Her name is Stucky. She's basically your generic cool as all get out zombie slaying woman. Yeah, she's great. I love her. She's Stucky. Don't forget her. She's great. But she's not the main character of my idea, so it's cool. And then there's a little comic actually featuring the main character, so. And this point is when I realized those Pentel brushes, the Pentel sign pen that I hate so much because it has like no line variation, like pressure sensitivity at all. But I realized it doesn't bleed. The pro markers did, the gray parts, but the black parts don't bleed to the other paper. So I was able to do double-sided with them, and I thought that was really cool. So I definitely wanted to use that in the future, just for like simple things, because you definitely can't draw detailed things with this. But I really like the way this page looks, especially. Here we have Stucky again, and then the character I'm not going to talk about, okay? So shush, don't even. But I love her name so much I kept writing it because I just like, again, I'm not going to get into that because I accidentally, when I turned the page, almost said, and then there's, and I almost said her name because I love it. Okay, I need to not do this. Don't do it. Here's Magna Girl and her best friend, like right before prom. Magna Girl's kind of freaking out because she has other things she needs to worry about, like lives she needs to save, and her friends just like, prom! And then there they are taking a selfie. Here we got little Magna Girl. I love little Magna Girl. She's so cute. Here I was drawing with the lights off and trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. That'd be a good idea for a challenge, wouldn't it be? Drawing with the lights off. It's basically a blindfold challenge, but you can see things, so you like try to fix them, but you can't see everything. Here is just a little sketch because I had gotten a commission and I wanted to sketch it out before I put it on there. So I was basically thumbnailing it. That was first, and then I was like, oh, this is a really good idea. So I just wanted to like, just define it a little bit more before I started drawing on the actual paper. If you're looking for commissions though, they're available in my store and view shop. It's in the description below. Here is just a nurse from the 1940s-ish, I think. And then here is a little bit of a Magna Girl spoiler. This is after a very big deal happens in the story. After something very, 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 very important happens. It's a bit of a confidence booster for Magna Girl. So when she comes back to school, she looks a little bit like this. And it's a little bit out of character. And so like there's people whispering and stuff happening like that. But then there's little baby Magna Girl, so it's so good. And this, I kind of like pictured Magna Girl in college. She'd have like short hair and she'd look pretty cool. So this is my idea for like Magna Girl in college. I really wanted Magna Girl's outfit to like slowly change and morph as she got older and older and older, because like the outfit I designed for her is not really an outfit that like a super woman character would be, you know, running around town in. It's very immature and very young. So I wanted her outfit to slowly evolve. So by 6th grade, it looks more like that. These are just sketches. They're just little simple things. But yeah, it was just me coming up with ideas on how the outfit might change, or, you know, things like that. And then I wrote little important plot points down here so I could reduce it. Anyway, I think this is, oh, last page, Batgirl. I just love her. She's just gorgeous. And she's thanking you for looking at my sketchbook like I'm doing right now. So thank you guys for looking at my sketchbook. Hit that like button if you want to see more sketchbook videos in the future, because I did get a smaller sketchbook so that I could finish it faster and maybe show you. I really need to get into the habit of drawing every day. I mean, traditionally. I mean, I draw on the computer every day, especially working on Magna Girl, but for the most part, I need to draw more in sketchbooks, because I think that there's just something, there's like a novelty about sketchbooks versus digital art, and I really like sketchbooks and looking through sketchbooks, and like in the future you can look back at them and they're all in order of like when you drew them and everything, so I really like that. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Oh, and I hope the sketchbook was worth the wait, because I know you waited a little while, so I'm sorry. Anyway, do I have my other sketchbook sitting here? Oh. And here's sketchbook 13, which I started in November. I'm only a few pages in, but we won't go there. Anyway, hit that like button if you're excited to see this sketchbook, and I'll see you guys all next week. Have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye.